Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
I just made it. Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial's set correctly to USAPrepares.com, and we're delighted you're here. We're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And we've got a listen line. I'll share that with you, a new listen line. This one should work better. I heard that some of you get disconnected while listening to the previous lines. Here's the new listen line number, 605-562-4080. 605-562-4080. One more time, 605-562-4080. And there's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com, USAPREPARES.com. Trevor's engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Captain John Regan's with us. Welcome, Captain John Regan.
Good morning, Vincent.
Hey, good morning, John. How are you?
At least today, it's above freezing. It's a rainy day here, which we really do need in North Texas. We're in a severe drought in this area. So we're appreciating the rain and appreciating the warmth. And for most of the week, we're going to be, hovering around 70. So can't complain.
I was thinking about the economy. It's all muddy here. I mean, it's just been... we've had snow and it's melted over the weekend, and we have nothing but mud, and it's a mess. But I guess that's better than a drought, right? I was thinking about the economy. So when I wanted to buy signs for the Get Prepared Expo, you remember those yellow signs that we buy, that yellow and black, and they say Get Prepared Expo? They've got the date, say Callan Civic Center, and we have our volunteers put them up all over the Ozarks. Well, I decided that maybe I should try to buy them locally. Let me try one more time. Maybe I can get them, close to being competitive. So I called a sign company, and they said, we don't do that. We supply the materials to the companies that make the signs. So they said, okay. I asked them for who they sell their material to so I could buy the signs from them. And I called these two companies. And one company said that they'd get back to me, and they called me back, and they said, we can do them for... Now, these are 18 by 24 inches. Okay, they're small. They look like those signs that politicians hurt your eyes with, that say, vote for me. Because, I'll do the least amount of damage, those kind of signs. Well, one company said they could do them for $9 a piece. And I said, $9 each? That's 3 times what I normally pay for them. And I said, wow, you can get them that cheap? Hey, tell us where you get them, and we'll get them there too. I said, yeah, right. Let me get back to you. So I called a company in Springfield, Missouri, and they called me back, and they said, we can do them for $20 a piece. I said, let me see if I got this right. 20 times 100 signs. That's $2,000, right? And I said, yeah. I said, okay. Well, I'm used to paying $3 a piece for these. Wow, that's great. Here's what I'm saying. It's really hard sometimes to do business locally, even if you want to. I mean, and why should we have to pay more? Give me a reason why we should have to pay more to buy something locally. I bought them from Florida. It's like 1,200 miles away. Had them shipped here for 1/3 the price of the lowest cost locally that I could get them for. Top quality signs. And not only that, they printed them and shipped them out the next business day. I got them here in less than a week during the snowstorm. Yeah. Juno signs, Juno signs. And that's where I got them in Florida. They've been taking care of us for years. John, the point is, it's really hard to buy locally. It really is. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, it's, not just the sign industry. There's all kinds of, areas that it's almost impossible to compete in now. The barriers to entry are so horrific. I've seen interviews with, I think it was executives from like Microsoft, Apple, and Home Depot, where they've made the comment that if they had to try to start their businesses today in today's regulatory environment, that they couldn't do it. So when you're a little guy trying to start a business, your costs are so prohibitive, and you have to pass those costs on to the customer, and that makes it tough.
Yeah, but the difference between $3 and $20, and the $3 was shipped. The $20, I have to go pick them up. Unbelievable.
All I can say is the company you're buying from probably has that kind of volume where they can, mass produce these and do it at a lower cost than what these local shops can do.
Well, the guy's name is Tran, Tran. That's his last name. He goes by his last name. And he said, I call him up, and I call the guy who actually is the printer. He's the shipping guy. He's the shipping department. He's the printing department. He's like a one-man band. And he's able to do everything I need. Sends me the email, says, okay, here's the proof. Is this good? I go, Tran, can you change this and take that period out? Yep, good. How's this? Good. Perfect. Print it, please. Thank you. And then they're printed and shipped the next day. and the rest of us here in the Ozarks, boy, it seems to me, John, and I've said this before, I really don't like doing business in Springfield, Missouri. I really don't. There are a few businesses I like, but the government is so oppressive in Springfield, Missouri that it's difficult. So if you go to a store in Springfield, it's almost like you say, how much is this? And they'll say, how much money do you have? We'll take it all. I mean, that's kind of what it's like. And I object to it. I really do. So when people say to me, hey, Vinny, how come you don't have the expo in Springfield, Missouri? Are you kidding? Those are the same guys that the expo hall called the police on us. The expo hall called the health department on us. It's like the government calling the government on us. And we're the customer. That's why I don't do business in Springfield. That, and even if things went well, they would still charge us about 30% tax on the bill. 30% tax. And I'm not kidding. Sales tax, community development tax, these other taxes. That's why we don't have our event in Springfield, Missouri. That's why we have it at the Cowan Civic Center in Lebanon, Missouri, where they don't do that to us. They don't call the Board of Health on us. They don't call the police on us. They actually like us. We've got a meetup tonight at 4:45 at Jimmy's Egg, and I'll be bringing these signs that were printed by the Juno Sign Company, my favorite sign company in Florida. And we'll be passing them out, and our volunteers will put them all over the Ozarks. And they'll say, Get Prepared Expo, the date, and how to contact us. So that's tonight. I'll be on stage tonight. I'll talk about the news, my take on the news. We'll be passing out the signs. I'll give you the update, the schedule, and the inside information about the Get Prepared Expo. By the way, I got a call early this morning as a news update. And I got a call from Sam Bushman of Liberty News Radio. And he said that a network that we both happened to broadcast on, Republic Broadcasting, was not on the air. So I did a little bit of research, made some calls, did some testing, and in fact, they were not on the air. And I tracked down why. I talked to the network owner, John Stadtmiller, and there's a problem that he has been resolving, and they should be on the air within the hour. So for those of you who listen to this broadcast on Republic Broadcasting, and you're wondering, or you listen to Sam Bushman, you're wondering what happened, they will be back on the air in about an hour. So that's Republic Broadcasting Network. John, there's a serious post about dog owners. I'm looking at it right now, and it says dog owners, this is the Daily Mail, dog owners describe horror of watching their pets suffer violent seizures, kidney failure, even death after eating Purina Beneful food. And that there's a lawsuit against Purina that alleges that it contains lethal toxins. And owners claim that pets have suffered seizures and kidney failures as a result of eating this dog food. And so I've seen this, not necessarily Purina, but there's a company called Menu. They make dog food in Canada, or it's a Canadian company. And they have a whole bunch of brands. And one of our dogs died as a result of eating dog food. And it wasn't just ours. There were a whole bunch of them. And the death that we saw was just like this. Seizures and within hours. Literally within hours. So it says violent seizures, kidney failure, dramatic weight loss, vomiting, in some cases death. These horrific and heartbreaking health problems that dog owners claim pet food line Purina Beneful is having on their beloved animals. They say that the dogs have suffered symptoms such as internal bleeding, dehydration, liver failure after eating it. And some have seen their dogs pass away in front of them just hours later. That's what I saw. That was back in the 90s. With our golden retriever. Okay, so word to the wise, you may want to be very careful about the dog food that you eat, and if you see your dog is getting sick, you might want to change the dog food immediately. You know? And what are we going to do about this? You know, are we going to let these companies get away with killing our animals, members of our family? I'm not. We'll be right back. So who else will you meet at the Get Prepared Expo? For starters, from Republic Broadcasting, John Moore and John Stadtmiller. From GCN, Aaron and Brad Dakins, Joyce Riley, and me, Vincent Finelli. Joining us are the instructors whom you've learned to trust. Surgeon of the Year, Dr. Norman Shealy. Engineer, Matt Stein. The real Fox Mulder of the X-Files, Dr. Richard Allen Miller. Author and analyst, Captain John Regan. Your counterterrorist from Central America, Mike Ma. Dental center owner and my dentist, Dr. Howard Shayne. Radiation instructor, Craig Douglas. Author and survivalist, Rich Sheben. Author, Judy Dollarhite. Cancer center owner from Mexico, Dr. Patrick Vickers. Bug out expert and pilot, Captain Bill Sermo. Beekeeper, Jeff Maddox. Seedsman, Mike Knox. Author, Gayla Pruitt. Author, Harry Cooper. Food expert, Joe Acapinti. And Bill Whaley, the junk man. March 27, 28, and 29. GetPreparedExpo.com, the largest preparedness and survival expo in the USA.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Captain John Regan's with us. And the website, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. John, I'm at thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. I've clicked the news tab, and would you take us through today's class, please?
Yes, let's start off down in the preparedness section because I don't want us to run out of time for these. And the first one, the link says, found dead and naked in a field. And this story is actually from here in the Metroplex. And this happened back in January, and I was watching this on the local news. They found this mother and her 13-month-old daughter naked in a field. They were dead. Their car was about 200 yards away. And the report came out, and this was just published like 3 days ago, that the official cause of death is hypothermia. Now, assuming that this wreck happened the night before, because I can't find where the actual date of death was, but it was discovered on January 13th, so the night before, the low for that day was like 35 degrees, so it wasn't even freezing. And she was just a few miles from her destination, like 5 miles away. So even when you're driving in a Metroplex, she was driving in an area, her car ran off the road for some reason into this field and crashed. She wasn't prepared enough to stay warm. And because of that, hypothermia set in. And what happens to some people when they get hypothermic, they feel like they're burning, and they'll take their clothes off. And that's why they ended up being found dead and naked in a field.
Yeah. And one of the things that we have in our vehicles is we carry blankets. Blankets, water, freeze-dried food, and other things. John, we don't think about this enough. We don't think about what could happen. I mean, if I drive from the farm to Springfield, let's say it's 50 to 60 miles, I'll be coming back at night, typically. I make the trip count. I just don't run an errand and, spend 10 minutes in Springfield and then race right back. I try to make the trip count and make multiple stops and get the things that we need. We have supplies, water, equipment to defend ourselves, knives. I'm sure that if the newspaper were to report on us, the police report would say something like, Vincent Finelli had an arsenal in his car. He had a couple knives, magazines, handgun, extra cartridges, flashlight, food, blanket, water. Sounds like he was on the run. Right? I mean, couldn't they say that? Sounds like he was on the run. He was equipped to be gone for months. He had some water. He had a flashlight, extra batteries, a couple knives, handgun. Boy, lots of bullets, right? Or lots of cartridges. Well, these are all normal things to carry with us. It's not too different from what I might have on a four-wheeler riding around the farm. But we suggest that you consider what would happen if you were stranded out there at night. Overnight. Man, it were snowing. And let me give you an example, John. Our son was coming back from St. Louis. He was heading west. And it was snowing. He had my vehicle. It's all-wheel drive. And there was a Greyhound bus that was going too fast, slid off the road, caused a chain reaction. Tractor trailers were smashed, and there was a lot of vehicles involved in front of him. The interstate was shut down. Then behind him, there were more accidents. He was trapped in the middle of all this. Couldn't move because they had the cheese grater to prevent you from getting out of the way. So he was not involved in the crashes. But he had to sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours because the cops wouldn't let anybody move because there are propane tanks all over the interstate. Some of you might be wondering, just what is the Get Prepared Expo? The Get Prepared Expo is designed to help everyone survive tornadoes, snowstorms, ice storms, earthquakes, and God forbid, a real terrorist attack. Are you ready? Have you thought through all the scenarios? At the Get Prepared Expo, you'll meet exhibitors who will help you prepare and survive and learn what you need. Included in your all-day passes are 1-hour seminars on water filtration, cooking and heating without electricity, wood, or any kind of fuel, the all-important survival garden, and growing food with heirloom seeds, radiation detection and radiation survival. There are over 60 seminars at the Get Prepared Expo. Think of it as a college preparedness degree in a weekend. Get Prepared Expos are taught by preparedness leaders, authors, medical doctors, and radio personalities. Bring your questions. We have the answers. We hope to see you the last weekend in March, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle. and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Youngevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA Plus. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know BidBit.co. Why? Because BidBit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at BidBit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at BidBit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. BidBit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
So John Regan's with us, and he brought up a really, really important point about traveling in your vehicle. And I just want to finish this for a few seconds, John. So when our son was traveling on the interstate between St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri, there was a massive pileup in front of him. And the roads were icy and snowy. It was like 10 degrees out. And there was a truck with some propane tanks, and they spread out all over the interstate, these propane tanks. And so the cops were there, and the cops said, okay, can't go forward because there's a wreck in front of you, lots of vehicles. There's a wreck behind you can't back up. And we have a cheese grater between the east and westbound lanes of the highway. So this is to protect you from getting out of the way, from danger. So we're all trapped here. And because there were propane tanks, no one was allowed to let their engines run. So even though our son had plenty of fuel in his tank, and we'd try not to let our tanks run below a half, in this kind of weather, even though he was prepared for it, he couldn't run his engine. But he was all right because he had blankets and water and food, and he was good for, several days of camping out. However, how many others do you think were in the same position our son was in, where they didn't have blankets and they didn't have enough clothing to keep them warm? Why should they? Because they were in their vehicles, right? Well, our system has engineered a way of trapping you should there be an accident in front of you. And I believe that the people who have engineered these cheese graters to prevent you from getting out of harm's way, getting into those grassy medians, they should all be fired. Every single one of them. So, let me tell you another little story. So we have this 1999 ML320. It's a little Mercedes truck, SUV. It's got, 250,000 miles on it or more. And I wanted to buy some tires for it. I knew I'd need them in, about 6 months or a year or so. Found them on sale, bought them from the tire rack, had them delivered here, and they've been on the property. But the wheels and tires that are on the ML right now are good enough to still use for several thousand more miles. Well, I found on Craigslist 4 perfectly good, used, original equipment ML320 wheels for $100. So I bought them. And I thought, okay, this is great because I can switch between tires that have a lot of tread on them, brand new, for ice and snow, and tires that have a little less tread on them for, when the weather's nice. Why waste the good tread? For $100, I could get wheels. So I call up my tire guy, the guy who does all our tire changing and balancing in the area, and he said, Vinny, I can't do it. My machine's broken. I'll have it, it'll be up in, a little less than a week. I'll be back in business. Here's the point. The point is, even though I had the wheels and the tires, I still couldn't get them changed because I was dependent on someone who had a machine and his machine was broken. He was depending on someone who could send him the parts to fix his machine. And the parts hadn't gotten in yet. So, John, we really do need to prepare for everything. And it's so complex. That's the point. But you need to think through what could happen. And it just might happen. Back to you.
Next up in the preparedness section, we've been talking about this low-tech hydroponics setup that Mike Adams has put together. No electricity required, no pumps. And this latest article, he went to go look at his lettuce and found that it wasn't there. And so he set up a trap, baited it, and if you see the picture online, he says this trap is like 6 inches high. So this rodent, he looks pretty well fed, to say the least. He's big. And so the point of this I wanted to make is that even if you're doing something like hydroponics where you have more control over the environment, your food is still at threat from animals. And if you go outside, plant a garden like my in-laws do, they live out in the country near a national forest. A lot of times, most of their garden goes to feeding the deer.
John, even if you don't want to feed some of the animals, they still find things to eat around your property. For example, we have an old Mercedes 1983 mechanically fuel-injected diesel car. And we left it in the barn, protected from the rain. And the mice got under the hood, and they ate the wiring. Literally, they chewed through the copper wiring, the wiring harnesses, and they made a nest with it. They literally chewed it and carried it and made a pile with some grass and some straw, some weeds. They made a nice nest out of it. Now, fortunately, it's all color-coded, so I could put it all back together with new wire. But they'll even eat things that you don't want them to eat. Even things that are not edible, they seem to want to eat. So, some of these rodents can be quite a nuisance. But I'd rather have them than not have them. I'd just rather have them be someplace else. And you're right. We do need, and going forward, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because there'll be less for them to eat and they'll be more courageous. So that's a really good point.
Now, what he did is he took him and released him several miles away. And I can't blame him. I probably would do the same thing. But these are normal times.
Right.
When it gets to be survival times, you can't afford to put that kind of time and energy into saving the life of a rodent. So unfortunately, if you want to protect your crops, you're going to have to dispatch some animals.
Yeah, we had an armadillo kill one of our chickens, and so he killed the chicken. So I caught the armadillo and I gave him the chicken they just killed, and I put him in a plastic garbage can, and I took him a couple miles down the road, or a mile down the road, where he wouldn't be bothering us nor anybody else, and I let him have the chicken because he would have starved to death without it. And so that's what we do. So I understand what Mike Adams did.
And in addition to that, just in normal times, if you're raising your own food, the weather is threatening to your crops too. You can have a late or early frost. You could have a hailstorm in the middle of the growing season. So it's important to have food storage just in case your crop gets wiped out.
Okay. This winter, we've lost half of our orchard. We've lost half of our orchard due to freezing rain, breaking the limbs, and some of our young orchard trees dying. So literally, we've lost half of our orchard. So you're right. So even if you do everything right, or you think you do, the weather can wipe you out. Literally. So the peach trees, apple trees, cherry trees, pear trees, they're gone. So we start over. And how long does it take to have good fruit-bearing trees? Oh, about 7 years. I'll be 70. By the time we have fruit on those trees, and to do it right, we're going to dig big holes with the backhoe. We're going to loosen up the soil. We're going to put the best soil we can in there, in those holes, and we're going to plant the best, the best species of trees we can. And it's not easy. I mean, we thought we had an orchard, and we did until this year, and it's mostly wiped out. So we're building another garden, another raised bed garden. We got about 400 and something blocks, 12-inch deep blocks, and we planted them last summer. And we're going to have a bigger garden, this summer. And we're just keep working at it until it works out really well. And it's not easy. It really isn't easy. So if you want to learn how to build a raised bed garden, come to the Get Prepared Expo, and you'll meet Len Pence, and he'll teach you how to do it. Len Pence's seminar will be standing room only. It always is. Everybody wants to learn how to grow a garden because you're going to have to. You're going to have to. And John, what do you think about the superstorms that we've had on the East Coast that shut down transportation, food supplies, shelves were bare, power down, water mains breaking, water lines breaking? Caused a lot of problems, didn't it?
And those problems are with the rest of the country relatively intact.
Right. Where the spare parts are allegedly in place, where you can get the spare parts, should they be able to be delivered to you. Yep. I'm finding I'm buying more and more used things, John. Literally, I'm buying more and more used equipment because I think the quality of the used equipment is better than the quality of the new equipment. I was thinking about this. I have a tractor. It's around a 1974 model. It's a Ford tractor. It's called a 3000 model. It's about 47 horsepower, 3-cylinder diesel. It's currently worth about $3,500, $3,500, maybe $4,500, depending on condition. And I was thinking this weekend about that. It's about 1/10 the value of a brand new tractor of that size. 1/10. So a new one might be $35,000 or $45,000. And my thought was, I wonder which one would last longer starting right now. The one that I've got with, 4,000 hours on it versus a brand new one starting up with 0 hours. Which one would last longer? We have a special seminar for you on Friday, March 27th at the Get Prepared Expo. From 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Spend the day with USA Prepare's senior instructors, Matt Stein and Dr. Richard Allen Miller. There you'll learn about the 3 major game over events and their likelihood. And most importantly, what to do about them. Events so powerful that they can end life as we know it. Yes, they're real, and our senior instructors will guide you to safety. This seminar is limited to the first 100 who purchase tickets on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Your tuition for this special seminar is $85. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. This is an in-depth, all-day seminar, and you're encouraged to take notes. Note-taking materials are provided. Food and beverages are available all day at the Get Prepared Expo, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, and in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, affordable, effective.
Class Captain John Regan's with us, and I just posted on the website the article about the horror of watching pets suffer violent seizures, kidney failure, and even death after eating Purina Beneful food. So if you want to learn more about that, just go to usaprepares.com, USAPREPARES.com. By the way, there's another way to get to USA Prepares. It's just go to getpreparedexpo.com, getpreparedexpo.com. Back to you, John Regan.
Now, the last link I have for preparedness, squirrel logic, maybe it should be squirrely logic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're preparing for when the poop hits the props, and you're thinking about, what am I going to eat? What's an alternative food source? And you start listing things, you know, deer, squirrel, fish, you know, things you can go out and get from nature. Well, we've talked about it before. There's over 300 million people in America and a little over 30 million deer. So roughly one deer for every 10 people. That is not going to last long. But you think, okay, squirrels are smaller. There's a lot more of them. So we'll do that. Now, I have not tried to fact check this article, but I'm assuming the guy's facts are correct. And he's saying that in an urban area, you have about 5 or 6 squirrels per acre and about 2 per acre in rural areas. Each squirrel is about 540 calories, I believe is what he says. And if you add that up, in the city, you've got 2,750 calories of squirrel per acre. And in a 2,000 calorie a day diet, that does not feed many people for very long. So if you're planning on living off the land, you may have to plan a bit more than what you have.
Yeah, okay, and I agree with that. And what about how do you catch the squirrels? Do you catch them with a trap? Do you catch them, or do you shoot them with a .22 long rifle? And if you're going to shoot them, it's really hard to get .22 long rifle cartridges right now, and it has been for quite some time. That's just one more thought. So you can blame who for who's causing this ammo problem? We never used to have an ammo problem, right? And I know they don't use .22 long rifles in Iraq or Afghanistan. So where are they going? And the cops aren't shooting us with .22s. They're using, and that's another thing. That's another thing. You know, I remember Mayor I remember Mayor Bloomberg of New York City saying he was really angry about these cop killer bullets. You know, the ones that go right through the body armor. What the heck kind of bullets are the cops using? They're using fragmenting bullets. The ones that when they enter us, they go everywhere. You're sure to die when you get hit with a bullet that's shot by a cop. So they don't want cop killer bullets, but they want we the people killing bullets. Where are all these cartridges going? Just about everybody I know believes that the government is buying them up and keeping them off the market so we can't have them. So, John, you're right. If we're going to go hunt squirrel, it's going to be tough. If we're going to fish, you know, there's not an infinite supply of fish. There's not an infinite supply of squirrel, rabbit, deer. So, class, you really need to think about where your food supply is going to come from. And I suggest you consider getting a farm right now. Wow. Hour goes fast with John Regan. I can't believe it. John Regan, I'm going to try very hard to mute my mic for the next hour when we come back. Tell you what, John, I'll do. Here's how I'll do it. I'm going to mute my mic from right now for as long as I can. So will you bring us back at the top of the hour?
Just make sure the engineer turns me up.
Well, he knows. He knows how to do it. He knows right now. John Reagan's running the show from here on. I'll just sit in the background if he needs me. Captain John Regan, the Financial State of the Union.com. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com. I will be in the background, and my controls will be off.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Katie Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Here is what one doctor has to say about Extendovite.
I would like to thank you, Don, for making my job so much easier, because your products just make it so simple, right? To fool around with a lot of exotic things that don't work, we can just put them on your product and things start to work almost right away. I've had dozens and dozens of patients with heart problems who have corrected them, and what it's doing, there's so much garlic in there that has a yeast-killing effect. The yeast is a big problem in the gut, pushes the liver hard. It also has metal chelating effect, and most of the other herbs in there I find that strengthen the arteries. They help to neutralize free radicals. Your remedy close to what we do in our program as you can get as far as one supplement goes. It's working on the gut, it's working on the liver, it's working on the arteries. What more can you ask for?
To get your Extendovite, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
This is John Regan here with the second hour of USA Prepares. We're going to see how long Vincent will stay on mute. Get your office pools going there. We're at the financialstateoftheunion.com on the news tab. And in today's resources for financial, we've got a number of items that will tell you the wonderful shape that our economy is in. We've talked about how the Baltic Dry Index has been down. There's not demand for certain resources. And the first couple of articles talk about some of those resources. The first is iron ore. The second is lumber. Both of these, the prices are down because the demand is down. We've got a link talking about how every government in Europe will soon be paid to borrow. The insanity of negative interest rates. I haven't tried this, but I bet if I went back to my financial calculator and tried to do some calculations with negative interest rates, it would come back and tell me that I don't know what I'm doing. This is not something you learn about in school. Negative interest rates, it's kind of like negative gravity. You know, it's not supposed to be out there. And when you think about what negative interest rates do, like the headline that says, you get paid to borrow money, but the other side, the flip side of that is true as well. When you put money in the bank, you have to pay to put your money in the bank. So everything is just upside down when you have negative interest rates. It's a tool to try and force people to buy more because it's costing you money to hold your money, and you're getting paid money to borrow money. And when this doesn't jumpstart the economy, you know you really have problems. We've also been talking about what's going on with energy. And we've got an article from Zero Hedge. E&P write-downs are coming up as reserves are overvalued by 60%. E&P means exploration and production. These are the companies that actually go out and look for the oil and produce it. And they've got a nice little chart there showing how many billion barrels of oil that these companies have reported to investors versus how many they report to the Security and Exchange Commission. And many of these are off by a factor of 10 or more. And industry-wide, which is 73 companies, they've reported 33 billion barrels of reserves to the SEC and 163.5 billion to investors. So basically, they're telling investors there's 5 times as more as they're willing to tell the SEC. And continuing on in the oil patch, the way SEC rules are, the companies have to use average prices from the first trading days of each of the previous 12 months. And because of that, for these accounting purposes, these companies are having to price oil at $95 a barrel. So their reserves, their income, all of that stuff is using numbers that are slightly inflated. And speaking of inflated, Forbes came out with their billionaire list. We now have 1,826 billionaires. In total, they have just over $7 trillion worth of net worth. Now, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for these billionaires, but the people that are into class warfare would have you think that, all you got to do is get these guys to pay more and it solves all the problems. Well, let's just look at that aggregate number right there, $7 trillion. Yes, that's a lot of money. But even if you confiscated all of that, which is not cash, these are typically things like stocks and real estate, you would have to convert those assets to cash in order to use it. Well, if these are the richest people, who are you going to get to buy these resources to get the cash? That's problem number one. And then even if you were able to convert that, 100 cents on the dollar, $7 trillion doesn't even pay down half of the federal debt. So you just can't solve the world's problems by confiscating everything they have. And to make this on a more personal level, let's look at Bill Gates. He has $79.2 billion. Most of that's Microsoft stock. And if we wanted to divide that up among all the people in the world, then it's a little over $11 per person. Now, you can't just go and individually send that money to people at no charge. The overhead in trying to get that $11 out to each person would take a big chunk of that. So that can't solve the world's problems. And if we say, okay, Bill Gates is an American, it should go to Americans, dividing that by the 320 million people in America is less than $250 a person. So, totally bankrupting Bill Gates would give a typical household probably about $600 one time if you can convert it his assets at 100% and have no costs in giving that money to people. So when you see all those class warfare people saying that, tax the rich solves our problems, no, it doesn't. And the last
John?
link in the... Yes.
You thought I couldn't do it. Well, I've been a really good boy here, but we've got John Dollarhite from Nix on, and welcome, John Dollarhite.
Hey, how are you doing, Vin and John?
We're doing well. What's up?
Well, I always kind of find myself right in the middle of something that just cannot, I'm like, what do I do that, makes people do things to me? I don't know. But, me and my wife both drove our separate vehicles to our store the other day, and I parked my truck in a parking lot spot, and I was there all day long, and about 1:30 in the afternoon, I hear a boom, and I'm like, what the world is that? So I look out, and my truck is not in its parking spot. It is spun sideways out in the middle of the parking lot. And I'm like, and then I'm looking around and then there's a vehicle taking off. And so I run out there, and of course, I call that wonderful 911 number, and, I thought we had a runaway vehicle. And what they were doing is they just pulled across the street to another parking lot to park. And, but anyway, I've been fighting with this American Family Insurance Company. I'm a farmer. I have to have this 3/4 ton truck, otherwise I wouldn't own it. I haul very heavy loads with it. Matter of fact, I'm going to be using it at the end of the month to pull my fifth wheel to the expo. But if I don't have a truck, it's going to make it really difficult for me to get there. So it's just trying to, work with people that, they don't care how much it costs you or how much time you have to put into it. They don't care. So.
Well, hold on, John. Let me see if we've got this right. So your car was parked at your store in the parking lot. Were there other cars in the parking lot?
Yeah, there were several. There's probably 50 cars in the parking lot. Okay. And then, so some vehicle came across the parking lot, slammed into your truck. Is that right? They actually came off the road that goes in front of our store. So it's the street that is in front of our store. They were traveling northbound on the street, lost control of the vehicle from what I'm understanding. They nearly hit another person head on, so they were across the center line. And I guess they overcorrected, came across the grass between the street and our parking lot and hit the right rear corner of our truck, right in the rear axle. It bent the wheel, broke all the brake, the disc brakes off of the rear differential. We don't know if the rear axle is going to be okay or not. So, but it made the truck undrivable.
And did it damage the? Okay, the truck is not drivable. So anything happened to the box? The bed of the truck?
Yeah, the whole side of the bed is crushed. It took out the taillight, the bumper, and the tailgate.
Okay, so you can't use your truck. Now, what has happened? So you weren't operating this vehicle. No one was in it, right? It was parked and it got crashed into. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. No one was in it. It was just parked in the parking lot. And I've been trying to work with the insurance companies. Been trying to get me a little time. They said they were going to get me a little car to rent. And I said, I'm a farmer. I have to haul hay and feed, and I even heat my house and with wood. I said, I have to go after 2 tons of wood sometime this next week. And so I said, the thing is, I can't just use a little car to do my farming business. Well, so they said, well, we'll get you a car with Enterprise. Well, I never heard of this, but there's a thing called spring break. And I guess rental car companies don't have cars for spring break because they've rented them out to people who have money and go to Florida and such, I guess.
So hold it. You're saying that in the Springfield Ozark community, they told you to use Enterprise rent a car, and
right, and
they have no vehicles because they're all in Florida?
Yes. That's what she, and then matter of fact, I just talked to the company this morning and they contacted Hertz Rent-A-Car and they gave exactly the same story, that there's no vehicle.
Okay, well, why don't you just use, let's use the agent. I'm sure one of the agents here for American Family has a truck. Why don't we just get that? Tell you what, if you've got the telephone number of anyone that you'd like us to call, let us know when we come back from this break, and we'll see if we can find out what's going on for you. Okay, class, who wants to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? All spiders have 8 legs, but do the hairy ones have the most meat? Is it true grasshopper legs taste like chicken? Which bugs have the most protein? Which are best served dried and which are best eaten while still alive? Which bugs are the most dangerous for your children to eat? Do you like the sound of this? We don't either, so you'll have to go to a government-sponsored expo for cooking with bugs. The Get Prepared Expo has so many great seminars, we had to cross the poorly attended ones off our list, like the Red Cross, FEMA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Department of Education, the Internal Revenue Service, the American Cancer Society, CERT, and Homeland Security. We can't help everyone, just the really bright people, the top 1% of thinkers and doers, like you. The rest, the other 99% who don't think and don't do, well, the government's standing ready to help them. The Get Prepared Expo, the last weekend in March. For details, visit getpreparedexpo.com.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Most people know that drinking pure high alkaline pH water is the most important factor in maintaining high energy and vibrant health. Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals. Using plasma pH drops is the best way to make your water alkaline to help you get rid of acid and regain your health and energy. Simply put 10 drops in the water you drink to raise the pH to a healthy level. Alkalizing water helps your body rid itself of acidic waste and increases the oxygen content of your body. Disease organisms like bacteria, viruses, and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. That's ALKA Vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776 today.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
Class, John Reagan's with us, Captain John Regan, the financialstateoftheunion.com, and John Dollarhide from Nix's called in. John Dollarhide, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hey, John, during the break, I had the most miserable 2 experiences I can think of in a long time. I went to the search engine and I typed in American Family Insurance, NIXA. And there are two agencies there. I called both of them. The first guy hung up on me. Okay. That would be in Northview Road in Nixa. Okay. I called him. His name is William Van Prague. He hung up on me. I asked him if he could help you. What was that?
I said, what'd you say to him?
Well, I explained to him that I was a nationally syndicated broadcaster, and we are off the air right now. We're on a commercial break, and I got a call from you, and that your vehicle was hit. The insured was American Family, and there are no trucks available. Could he help you? And he hung up on me. Okay.
Wow.
So then I called the next one. Well, I called the next one, American Family Insurance. Okay. And these guys are on Aldersgate Drive in Nixa. And I talked to a gal named Tina, and she said, where could she listen to me? And I said, well, I'm not in Springfield, but we're nationally syndicated. And she didn't have time to listen, so she hung up. I'll tell you what, I am absolutely convinced that you're going into a strong headwind with American Family Insurance. So at this point, would I even consider buying insurance from American Family? The answer is absolutely not. If this is a representative sample of who they are, I'm not interested in doing business with them. That's American Family Insurance. Go ahead, what?
Well, here in Missouri, we are made by the law to have insurance. But there's nothing within the statutes that says the insurance companies have to pay us, nor give us any customer support.
Well, I can assure you that I got no customer support from American Family during that commercial break. Now, I only spent like 4 minutes making phone calls to them, but I'm absolutely convinced if that's the way they would treat me, just trying to help, I would not get much support from them if I had a claim. That's my opinion. So actually, maybe they'll sue me for what I'm saying about my opinions on American Family Insurance, and I actually hope they do. I'll tell you what, I'm convinced that working with insurance companies is one of the most difficult things a person can do.
Right.
And I'll tell you, Progressive is no better.
I tried to see if I could find a pickup to rent. U-Haul has a pickup to rent, but the insurance company says, oh, well, we don't rent through U-Haul. And then I said, well, then there's a Wildcat Tool Rental. I said, they have trucks to rent. Well, we don't rent through them either. And I'm like, well, but that's who has trucks. So I said, you need to contact them and get me set up with a truck.
Mm-hmm. And so they're not helpful?
No, they said that they do not have a contract set up with either of these other two entities, so they're unable to provide me a rental truck through either of these other companies.
Okay. Well, let's put this out to our class. The class, if you have an idea, and you know what we should do? I think we should have an insurance day. We'll pick a day, and if you have if you want to talk about the experience you've had with your insurance company, let's just get it all out there. Okay. So today it's American Family, and I've learned that I certainly don't want to do business with American Family Insurance. Okay. I've also learned that I don't want to do business with Progressive, because our daughter was driving a vehicle and she was crashed into by someone who was insured by Progressive, and they say, okay, well, just send us the doctor's bill, send us all the bills, and just keep sending them to us. And on Friday, the claims adjuster called me and he said, you have any more bills? And I said, you got to be kidding me. You really think that I'm going to keep sending you these bills and you're going to waste my time and you're just going to collect these bills and keep collecting them and thank me for sending them to you, and you do absolutely nothing about paying any of these bills? I said, actually, we're going to have a nice chat. We're going to get a chance to meet each other when we have to sue you, because you've given us no choice whatsoever. So class, if you think that you're going to get paid by an insurance company for a medical problem that someone else has caused, and even when the insurance company admits liability, they still won't pay you unless you sue them. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. And the guy says, well, we have to go through the process. Really? We have to go through the process? That's what John Dollarhide's going through. He's going through the process. His truck is unusable, and he can't get one, and his insurance company, American Family, won't help him. We'll be right back. What's so special about the Get Prepared Expo? Imagine having the opportunity to learn from some of the best preparedness and survival instructors available today. The faculty of USAPrepares.com. Imagine meeting your radio instructors all in one place. The last weekend in March. Imagine having lunch or dinner at a table with your instructors. And the cost? $10.80. Imagine having your favorite instructors autographing and personalizing your new books. Imagine buying Berkey water filters at deep discounts, the lowest price in the country. Imagine buying freeze-dried, long-term storage food at the lowest price in the country. You don't have to imagine. This is real. It's at the Get Prepared Expo, the biggest and best preparedness expo there is, March 27, 28, and 29 in Lebanon, Missouri. One-day tickets are $8 on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Getpreparedexpo.com.
What good is a big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Class got a meetup tonight at Jimmy's Egg. I'll be passing out the signs. I'll be passing out the signs for distribution for the Ozarks. The Get Prepared Expo coming up the last weekend this month. Well, I just got off the phone with the Missouri Department of Insurance. I talked with the Deputy Director's Assistant, and I have the number for John Dollarhide to call. John, if you'd like to call, 573-751-2640, 573-751-2640. And that's the department of the Missouri Department of Insurance, the Consumers Division. And I don't know how much help they're going to be, but I'll tell you what, this is a morass working with insurance. You've got to buy insurance if you want to operate a motor vehicle in the state of Missouri. And then you deal with this kind of nonsense where you can't be indemnified. And the purpose of insurance, the principle of insurance is really simple, to indemnify you against that loss. That means to put you back in the position you were in before the loss. And that's what they're not doing. And so who am I not going to buy insurance from? American Family Insurance. Nope, I'm not doing it. Okay, John Regan, I'm sorry. I was trying to be really quiet, but John Dollarhide called in, and we took that call. Back to you.
Do you have any commentary for what we covered in the financial area?
Yeah, I was thinking about the prices of gas. So gas is up about 21 cents in the last 2 weeks. And yet we are awash in gas. We have so much gasoline, so much oil, we don't even know where to store it. And the price is up. You know, when I went to school, I learned about supply and demand. They really didn't teach us too much about manipulation. Did they teach you in your master's program?
No, there are some factors going on. One, we've got the summer blend going into production, which costs more. We've got unions on strike, which is, while oil supply is up, it's reducing the supply of gasoline. And we had the refinery explode in California. So there are some gasoline supply factors going on while the oil continues to increase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And why, John, when I was younger, there was no such thing as a summer-winter blend. There was just gasoline. And there was the regular, and then there was something called high test, or it was called premium. But that was
ethyl.
It. Yeah, or ethyl. Ethyl. And it worked great. You know, cars started in the summer. They started in the winter. And it was the same gasoline. It really was. So how is it that we got to the point where now we have gas going up because they're switching from winter to summer? It seems to me that people got involved with manipulating the product, or maybe manipulating the additives. You know, I'm talking about like lawmakers that have caused this problem. What's next?
Today at the top, I wanted to cover what's going on with the military.
Oh, man.
And under the military review, I've got a link that's a decent summary, talks about what's going on with our military and the militaries of Russia and China. And I've fleshed this out with some more links. Down under the U.S. section, the Heritage Foundation released a report that the U.S. can no longer achieve its objective to be able to fight two simultaneous wars. They're cutting soldiers, they're cutting naval ships, they're cutting planes. Sometimes I wonder, can we even fight half a war, with this guy in the office? We've got the F-35 fighter jet, which was supposed to save money by giving a common platform for all the services. And now they're saying that the weapons bay is too small for the small diameter bomb load. It's supposed to hold 8, and it can only hold 4. And what I thought was almost hilarious, pot calling the kettle black, the United States tells Britain that the Army Chief admits he's very concerned reductions will diminish ability to fight future campaigns. Gee whiz. And then you look at what's going on with Russia and China, and I pulled up an article from 2007 where they had a Chinese submarine pop up in the middle of one of our Navy exercises.
Yeah.
In sight of one of our carriers, the Kitty Hawk. And, that's not supposed to happen. They have these carrier task force, and that carrier is, a very vital national resource, and it is heavily protected. Even in the Air Force, I remember when I was at Ramstein over in Germany, they'd have the C-5 transport planes come in, the big transport planes. And those are considered a vital national resource, too. And those would be, individually guarded 24 hours a day to protect them. And so that was a very serious infraction. We have Russia expanding its Navy. They're slated to receive 50 more vessels this year. And the last article I have on the versus them, showing the Chinese Army exercising in minus 20 degrees centigrade conditions, shirtless with their swords. And keep in mind, you never have to reload a sword.
Mm-hmm. Right. I remember when being in the military meant, you were tough, you were strong, you had endurance. Does it still mean that in the United States?
Well, I know this administration's doing all it can to, punish those that are loyal to the United States, and reward those that are not. People think of the military as being people that, love this country because when you go in there, you're basically committing to die for the country. But even in the military, you've got the two sides, and those that wear the stars are the politicians of the military, and depending on when those people were promoted, pretty much determines what leanings they are. And with all the senior commanders that will not do what Obama wants, being retired forcibly, what we have in place now, there might still be some good guys left, but a lot of those there, they've answered the question, would you fire upon Americans? They've answered that with a yes. So it's very sad to see the shape of our military today.
It's sad to see the shape of a lot of things, and one of them was the dinner topic last night. We're having dinner, and the topic of Mary Washington, University of Mary Washington, came up. This is a university in Virginia. And they have males, and they have females, and they have transsexuals, and they've got another term called pansexual. Now these are individuals who can't decide, and so sometimes they're lean toward male, and the same individual might lean toward female, and then back. Like it could happen, a couple times a day. It could happen a couple times a week. They could hold out, and lean toward one or the other for a month. And they have housing. They have housing for this at the University of Mary Washington in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I'm looking at the dictionary, and it's called UMW Prism. And there's a dictionary that has these terms. So the letter G stands for gay. I'm reading this. The L stands for lesbian. B stands for bisexual. T stands for transgender or transsexual. Q stands for queer. Q stands for questioning. I stands for intersex. A stands for asexual. It also stands for ally. P stands for pansexual. And then, how's this happen? I'm gonna save some people $8. Don't come to the expo. If you don't know if you're male or female, don't come to the expo. We can't help you. We cannot help you figure it out. Seriously. Gosh. And John, we're falling apart. I mean, I can't believe we're even talking about this. Last night, I was at the kitchen table. I sat back and I heard this term from someone who knows what's happening at the University of Mary Washington. And I sat back at the dinner table stunned. I mean, how's this happen where an individual is leaning male and then leaning female and then not sure, all in an afternoon, and comes out and talks about it. It's like they're proud of it. I'm so proud that I can be at a university where I'm accepted like this. We're falling apart. I mean, not only are our tool and die companies falling down, going away, we're losing manufacturing. We've got people who run bordellos in Washington that are Congress critters. It's amazing. It's like Rome.
You know, I remember when I started junior high, and that's the point where when you went to PE, you showered afterwards. And they had separate classes for, boys and girls.
Right.
Now, I would have enjoyed PE a lot more if I'd gotten to shower with the girls. But, they separated those classes at that point, because back in elementary school, when you did PE, boys and girls together and you didn't shower. But, when you get that age, you got to shower. What do you do with those people that are gay? Because now you got a sexual situation.
Yeah, and this pansexual thing, I mean, these individuals can switch. They can do PE with the guys in the morning and PE with the girls in the afternoon. And everybody says, well, it's just, lifestyle, it's okay. So who else will you meet at the Get Prepared Expo? For starters, from Republic Broadcasting, John Moore and John Statmiller. From GCN, Aaron and Brad Dakins, Joyce Riley, and me, Vincent Finelli. Joining us are the instructors whom you've learned to trust. Surgeon of the Year, Dr. Norman Shealy. Engineer, Matt Stein. The real Fox Mulder of the X-Files, Dr. Richard Allen Miller. Author and analyst, Captain John Regan. Your counterterrorist from Central America, Mike Ma. Dental center owner and my dentist, Dr. Howard Shayne. Radiation instructor, Craig Douglas. Author and survivalist, Rich Sheevan. Author, Judy Dollarheight. Cancer center owner from Mexico, Dr. Patrick Vickers. Bug out expert and pilot, Captain Bill Sermo. Beekeeper, Jeff Maddox. Seedsman, Mike Knox. Author, Gayla Pruitt. Author, Harry Cooper. Food expert, Joe Acapenti. And Bill Whaley, the junk man. March 27, 28, and 29. Get preparedexpo.com, the largest preparedness and survival expo in the USA.
I'm really glad my buddy Mark turned me on to guns80.com. I got to tell you, I didn't want to buy any more firearms. I didn't want a paperwork trail headed back to Big Brother. I want 100% privacy. I want to be an invisible gun owner. Hello? So Mark says, hey, guns80.com, Ghost AR-15. Ghost means invisible. Get it? Ghost AR-15. Guns80.com. I got a couple, if you know what I mean. Go to guns80.com or call 844-2GUNS80.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special, infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
You know, John, last night I was in the studio and I was, working on some commercials for the expo. And, because we don't have any sponsors, just way too much freedom. I don't have to worry about bumping into somebody, And so I put together a commercial that I deleted. Everybody got mad at me. And it went on something like this. Are you the only one in your family that thinks that to get a job in Washington, you have to be a natural-born belligerent thug, liar, cheat, thief, and sociopath? One who neglects his family and spouse for his personal ego and pleasure? You're not alone. There'll be thousands of people just like you at the Get Prepared Expo. What do you think?
Well, you talked about buying things used. However, you should never buy a used politician.
Yeah, because well, how do you know they're going to stay? They're going to stay bought, right? Right. How do you know? I was having a lot of fun with commercials for this expo. By the way, we have pallets of water filtration systems shipped to us. They're on the way. And if you'd like a water filtration system by Berkey, or buy ProPure. You'll be able to see them, feel them, check the differences, ask us what our opinion is, and we'll tell you. We think that there is one model has advantages. Well, actually, they both have advantages, but there's one that we think is better overall. And if you ask us, we'll tell you which one. And we're going to offer them at the lowest price in the country. No question about it. The lowest price in the country. And Mountain House Food, premium, Mountain House Food, at the lowest price in the country. And we're going to have a lot of things at the lowest price in the country. And we're offering AR-15 rifle kits. You can buy them and take them with you at the Get Prepared Expo. And we're going to have a demonstration that shows you how you can mill and finish one yourself. And the BATF is got hard to interpret rules, so we're not going to mess with causing them problems where they'd have to, intervene. So we're not going to have you buy kits and mill them and take them home with you. So what we're going to do is show you how to do it. Okay, we will demonstrate how the kits are put together, and you can buy them and take them home with you. All the parts you need. All the parts you need to finish your AR-15 kit at a show special price. Buy it, take it with you. John Regan, we've got a meetup tonight. Jimmy's Egg, I'll be passing out the signs where you can get your signs and put them all over the Ozarks and tell everybody about the Get Prepared Expo. It looks like, John, this is going to be a pretty big expo. It really is. We got people coming from Mexico, Canada, British Columbia, and of course the United States. Last time we did it, 43 states were represented. So I'm looking forward to seeing you at the expo, and you're going to teach us about why the economy absolutely for certain will collapse, right?
And I'll show you where the lines cross.
Tell us what you mean by that.
Well, for example, if you look at on a personal level, you know that when your expenses exceed your income, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And if you can't borrow anymore, you know that's kind of the point where you've really hit the wall. Well, as a country, I'm going to show you where our income line intersects the cost of interest on our nearly $60 trillion in debt plus government spending. And it's not very far in the future.
When you say not very far, certainly within our lifetime, right?
Just those three items, 12 years, and I've got add a couple of things to that, which brings it even closer in. And obviously, we can't even get that far before we start having problems.
We're having problems now. We're having a lot of problems now. A lot of supply shortage type problems. John Regan, thanks so much for being with us, class. We got to meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg. I'm on stage, and I'd like to hear what your opinions are about survival and preparedness and what you'd like to see at the Get Prepared Expo. You're welcome to come, unless, of course, you're a politician. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to us. Thanks so much, John Regan.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.